Hi everyone, very good morning. So we'll start now. Okay, so fine. So in the previous sessions, what we have done, so we have seen how to load the data into the table by using user stage. So what is the restriction of the user stage here? We saw that. So one user stage file we cannot able to utilized by another user, right? That is the restriction of the user stage. Now we'll see today how to work with a table stage, then we will go with named stage. First, coming to table stage, same way as a user stage, table stage also automatically it will be created. No need to create separately. User stage by default it will be available, right? But when you create a table, the table stage will be by default it will be created. No need to create manually. So once you create a table structure, table stage will be available. The restriction of the table stage is one table stage data we cannot we cannot share it with other table. This is the restriction. We cannot share it with other table. The whatever the available in a stage data, the stage files, right? Whatever you are going to keep into the stage files, these stage files, so it is not possible to give it to the other tables. So that is the purpose of the table stage. If you want to hide this information only for the specific table, then we will use a table stage. If you want to hide this specific file to the only the specific user, then you will use the user stage. But we don't want any restriction. We can able to give the access to everyone, means then we can go for a named stage. Now we are working with table stage now here. To do that, what we will do is, so we have a files here. So along with that, so we'll see other options also. We have a files here, how to load all the files into a same table. We will see that also. Now these files, we will try to load it into the table. For that, what we require? First, we need a structure, right? Structure in a snowflake. Then we are going to keep the file into the stage. So create table structure, load the file into the stage. Then we need to copy the data. This is the process, right? Now let's log into our snowflake. Come to the snowflake account here. So our username is the username and then password. Okay, we logged in with username and password. Now we are in. By default, it will be connected to system admin. System admin, and if you want, you can go to the account admin. It's up to us. Okay. So now you can work with a system admin or account admin. So both will be allowed here. But there is a difference. So with the account, only you have to, when we are creating a for example, tasks, and when you are creating roles and masking policies, only account admin will allow. That time we will discuss. So what is the main intention of account admin? So now at this time, you can practice with system admin role or account admin role. Anything is fine. So now, so what we will do is, we will create a table structure here. So for the table stage, to practice our table stage, we will create a table structure. Here, when you observe, when I am sending these scripts to you, you can able to observe this database name and then this schema name, right? If you already connected to the database and then schema, class and then public, no need to give the database name and schema name here. You can directly give the this particular table name. Directly you can give the table name. This is for, we are using for table stage. I will give table to identify table stg, table stage, table stage. So practice, we are practicing table stage, how to work with a table stage. That's why we are given emp underscore table stage. This is the table name, and then these are the columns. Now let's create a table structure. Now the table structure is available. See this, we created a table. What we discussed, when you create a table, by default, table stage will be available. No need to create a table stage. Now when you observe this, if you want to see the table stage in the last session, so if you want to see, so user stage, what we have done, at the rate till symbol is the user stage, right? But table stage is at the rate percentage table name. So in the last session, we created these tables, user and then EMP also. If you check those tables, see this one, we didn't create it, but stage is available. See this, stage is available, right? Stage is available, but we did say empty. So because we didn't loaded anything. If you want to see, so for the other table, list at the rate percentage, what is the other table we created here? EMP user. This also already we have created, right? Now for today practice, what we have done, we created this particular table, this particular table. Now let's check this, list at the rate percentage. This is the, so this represent the table stage. At the rate percentage you need to give, and then table name. Now see this, this is also having a table stage area. Every table whatever we are creating, by default table stage will be available. Remember this, no need to create separately, no need to create separately. The table stage and then user stage, both will be available. Okay, now the table stage is available. We need to load the data. We need to, whatever the file it is available here in this particular folder, we need to keep this file in this particular table stage. So once we get the file into the stage, then only we can copy the file from this stage to this particular table. Otherwise, it is not possible. Otherwise, it is not possible. So how to do that? So we have to use a put command, right? To implement a put command, what we have to do? Let's observe this. So we have to implement the put command here. Put the file name, and this is the path, and at the rate where you are trying to load, at the rate percentage this particular stage, at the rate percentage to this particular stage. So when you want to load this particular stage, so you need to mention the path where your file is available, and then we need to use a put command. This particular path, let's come here and go to this, and then hold your shift button, select the file, hold your shift button and right click. You will get copy as a path, copy as a path. Now when you copy as a path, come here and then let's change this. Okay, so now just observe this. Now this is the path. So we are telling that from this particular path, keep the file, put means, so keep the file, sorry, into this particular table stage area, table stage area. Now if you try to execute this, if you try to execute this, it will not work, because in UI the put command will not be supported. Put command will not be supported. To do that, so what we need to do, we need to log into, so CLI or Snow SQL. How you are going to log in? Come to the command prompt, and then here you need to give Snow SQL minus a, minus a means minus account. Then after that you need to give the account details. The account details are here. If you observe from here to here are the account details. Now let's come this and then come here and then right click. Now this is the account details. Here we are going to log in and then we are going to work with put command. Only to execute put and get we will work with this CLI. Remaining every time we are going to work with this our user interface only. Everything is possible in user interface. Whatever is possible here, everything is possible here also in a command line. And other additional things will be here you can able to, so there is no restriction for put and get command will work here. Okay, so now it is trying to give the username and then password we need to give here. Username is like 7, then I am giving the password, username and password. Now by default it is connected to the sysadmin role, but here which role we connected? Account admin role. If you want to use that role, what we have to do? Use role account admin. Okay, now we are in the role. Then use database, so class. By default it will not connect. See this one, no database, no schema. If you want to use the database, you need to check use database, database name. Now we are in this database, so this is this one, we are in this particular database. Now so let's use this put command. So this one put command we are using, copy, just copy and then paste it here. So with this command we are telling that keep the file, pick the file from this particular path and then so keep it in this particular user stage area, Now let's enter. If you just enter this, then observe this, uploaded. Observe the status, uploaded. Always observe the status, uploaded. It means the file it kept into this particular stage area. If you observe that file, list at the rate percentage the table name, right? So this is the table name. Let me copy it here. Okay, this is the table name. Now observe this, the file is available. Whatever the file we kept it here, this file is available here. Now what is our intention? We need to load this file into our table, our snowflake table. So this is the table, right? emp underscore table stage is the, this is the table. Now if you want to load that, what we need to do next? You need to implement a copy command. To implement the copy command, now observe the statement, copy into, you can run this so from CLI, snow CLI, or you can run this from WebUI, it doesn't matter. So what is the table name here? So this is the table name, emp table stage, right? This is the table name. And then sorry, this is the table name, and here so this one is a stage name, right? emp percentage at the rate percentage, and then so this is the table name, right? This is so stage name, this is the table name, copy into this particular table from this particular stage. So where your file is available? In this particular stage, right? So we are giving from this particular stage, copy into this particular table. We are trying to copy. When you are copying, file format is the default thing. So file format you can use CSV, field optional, and then skip header equal to 1. This is the common thing what we are going to give. This is the, so now let's execute this. When you execute this, observe one thing here, it is going to load this file, whatever the file we are going to have, right? In this particular stage area, this file, it is going to load it into this particular table. Now it's loaded, right? So this particular file is loaded. If you check the data, select star from, so what is the table name? This is the table name. So let's check the data here. Now you can able to see the table data. Okay, fine, this is fine. So but now, so one thing is, so what is the restriction of the table stage here? One table stage file we cannot able to utilize for another table. So this one, when you uploaded, we have uploaded into this particular stage area, right? Anyway, the stage area, the file is available. File is available in the stage area. Suppose this particular file from this particular stage area, if you want to load it to another table with the same structure, for example, so let's create another table here. We are creating another table called stage underscore test with the same structure, right? See this one with the same structure, we are creating another table. Now another table also available here. See this, right? We have another table here, stage underscore test, another table. Now if you try to load, so from this already the file is available here, right? If you want to, okay, so load this from the same stage. If you observe this, see this one, test. This is the table, right? This is a table which is available. But when you are loading, which stage file we are using, observe this, from the same stage, previous stage area. This stage is available. This stage is for another table, right? Already the stage file is available. The same structure anyway. We are trying to copy the file from that particular thing to stage file to this particular table. Now when you do that, so this is the main restriction of the table stage. Observe this, what it is telling. Access to the stage area to the table with the schema or another table is not allowed. What it is telling, it is not allowed because this is a table stage is different, table is different. What you are trying to load, where you are trying to load, that particular table is different, the table stage is different. So that's why if you want to load it, then what you need to do, again you need to keep the file into this particular stage area. Anyway, the stage area will be created for this, right? If you observe list at the rail stage underscore test, stage area will be available. Then the table creator stage will be available. If you want to load that again into this particular table stage, you have to again load it into this particular stage, right? Again, use the copy command. Again, try to run this, right? So now again, it will load the file into this particular stage area. Now, if you use the same stage area for the same table stage, again, if you use test, it will allow you to load. It will allow you to load. Now observe this, it's allowed you to load. Okay, this is fine. So let's keep it aside. Now, one thing, so when you are uploading, so previously
Dinesh,
we have used this stage area, right?
Dinesh, confusion.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
The
Tell me, Naveen.
previous one limitation you said we cannot copy or load the data from the one table stage to another table
Correct.
stage area.
Mm-hmm.
But second, you said like it is
Mm.
allow you to load. Can you repeat that one
Sorry?
again?
It is not allowing anywhere here. If you observe this, the stage area, if you use different, the same stage area we are using. So what is the
Mm-hmm.
main intention of the table stage is one table stage we cannot able to share it with other table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is the main thing. If you try to, for example, if you try to execute this stage area is different, right?
Right,
This is for the other table. This
right,
table is different. This is another table. If I
right.
try to execute it here, it will throw error. See this, right? It is throwing error. Now, so what we need to do to overcome this, we have to use the same stage for that same table stage, same table. So which table stage we have loaded the data, the same table stage we have to use for the same table. One table stage cannot be shared with another table. That is the main restriction here. Is it clear?
Uh,
Dinesh, one more
Any
question.
comment? Yes.
Can table stage be viewed by another user? Bec- because user stage had a restriction, like a different user cannot access the same
Mm, mm,
other.
mm, mm. So here there is no restriction for the other users. Other users also can able to see the table stage data.
Okay,
That is fine. There is no restriction for the users. Only this is for the tables.
okay, got it.
Fine. Thank you. So now, So let this, so come to this one. Now, so we saw that, so how to, so load the file into by using the table stage. So, but, so we saw the restriction also. So what is the main restriction of the table stage? Now, here we have three files, right? All the three files. So let's assume that we need to load it into the same table which you have created here. So what we have done, we loaded only one file here, right? One file into this particular table stage area. If you observe this table stage area, so list at the rate, this is the stage area. Now how many files we have? Only one file. If you try to keep another two files, okay, for example here we have another two files, right? If you try to keep again one more time all the three files into the same stage area, what will happen? Already one file is available, emp employee1.csv.gz. This file is available. If you try to load again the same set of files, what will happen to the existing file? Let's see that. Now, so what we will do is, so by using the put command, so the same put command we have to use, and instead of employee1, I'm mentioning star. If you mention star, what will happen? It is going to pick the files after employee star, whatever is available, it is going to pick. It means 1, 2, 3. If you have 10 files, it will pick all the 10 files with the same name, employee name. After that, whatever is coming with the, so star means, so it doesn't matter whatever is coming after this particular thing. So dot csv with this form, it will pick, and then it is going to load it into this particular stage. Now, if you run this put command, now observe this, what will happen? When you are running this, we are telling that pick all the three files one more time. But already one stage in this particular stage area, one file is already available. Now let's observe this one. If you check this, see this, what happened to the existing file? It skipped. It is telling that the same file already available, it skipped, remaining two files has been loaded, uploaded. Now if you check in the stage area, all the three files is available now. We have all the three files. Now if you have three files, if you give the same copy command, what it will do is, it will try to load all the three files into the same table. For example, so what is the table name? emp underscore table underscore stg. And then what is the stage name? This is the stage name. If you execute only this particular thing, so what will happen is, so it will try to load, but this particular file is uploaded, right? Already this particular file data is available. Let's see this, what it is going to do. Now just observe this one. See this one. What happened? Only it loaded employee 2 file, employee 3 file, right? It skipped file 1 because file 1 already loaded. File 1 already it's loaded. Now if you check again one more time, if you try to execute the same thing one more time, see this, it will not load anything because zero files process, because these files already loaded into the table. It will check in the backend with MD5 function and then with the timestamp, and then it will identify whether the file is loaded or not. Okay, that is fine. It will always pick the file and then it will load the data into table. But here, so let's assume that here if I have 10 files or 20 files or the file with the different names, I don't want to load all the files from the stage area to the table. Now here what we have done, it is picking all the files from the stage area, whatever the files, and then it is loading into the table. Now if you observe the data in this particular table, preview data, you can able to see all the files data. From each and every file we have a data here. But so what is our intention? If you want to load any specific file, for example, if you have 10 files, I need to pick only file 1. If I have 20 files, I need to pick only the files from 10 to 15. So whatever it may be, or 11 to 12, or with a specific names. Then how to do that is, so we have a command of pattern. Observe this one, pattern here, right? This pattern we have to use. What we will do is, here After this, we will use a pattern like this. If you want the syntax will be within the double colon, you have to give dot star. This is the syntax. Dot star. After that, employee one dot CSV. Employee one dot. This is only for the specific file name. Specific file name. Employee one dot CSV. If you give like this, it will pick only this particular file. For example, if I have a name with some other name, employee underscore test dot CSV. This file is available. If you give only this particular file, it is going to pick only this particular file only. So if you want other files also, here you can give comma and then you can give some other file names here like this. You can give comma and then you can give some other file names here, some other file names. It will be like that. Okay. For example, so with the same name, so I have the multiple files with the same name. So I want to pick, so with the, so 1 to 5 or whatever it may be, then what you can do is you can mention like this 1 to 5. You can mention so like this 1 to 6, then it is going to pay. So with the file name extension, so then the ending will be 1 to 6. So first file to sixth file, I want only 4 and 6, 4 to 6, 4 to 6, then it is going to pick 4 5 6, the number of files. So but it should be with the name, with the same names like this. If you have the names like this, then we can mention like this. So this in will give you the answer for the, so how to pick the specific files, how to pick the all the files at the same time, we can able to do that. So by using this pattern command, load all the files to the same table. This is the file thing. Now, so one more thing, if you want the more information, so how, what are the things we can able to do in this pattern, and then so what is the exact syntax, you can always go to this help, and then you can check in the snowflake documentation with the copy command. You will get more information and then you can so practice different scenarios. Okay, so now, so let me give you the information here. Just type copy command. What we are doing, copy command, right? In the copy command, you can click on the copy command. You will get the syntax with the examples. See this one, pattern, how to use the file format, how to use the different files, right? So if it is a different files, see this one, you can mention the file name 1, file 2, file name 2, file name 3, like this. Okay, these are the syntaxes with the example, you can able to get it here. So this one, the validation rules, so file format options, whatever the thing we can able to do that, we will see that in a validation rules in the next session. On error, how to use on error, how to use return fields, how to use the truncate column, force, and then load things. We will see that. We will practice this one also. So, but just telling you, so if you want so more the so information about the patterns and how to use that, you can check the documentation once. Now, so one more scenario here. Now, what we are doing, whatever the file is available here, let's come to this. The file, this particular file, we have loaded into the table. Fine, we have loaded, but our requirement is we don't want to load the complete file data into the table. It means our intention is, if you observe the file here, any file, we may have 5 columns or whatever it may. Yeah, we have 5 columns here, right? We have 5 columns, but our intention is I want to load only column 1, column 3, and then column 4 or column 5. It means employee ID and then employee salary and then employee location. I want to only load these 3 specific columns, or employee ID, name, and then department or location, whatever it may be, right? It means I don't want to pick all the columns from the file. I want to pick only specific columns from the file. When you are uploading this particular file into the stage area, we are uploading the complete file, right? By using a put command, we are uploading the complete file. But so what is our intention here? Our intention is from this particular file, I don't want to pick all the columns. I want to pick only specific columns to the table. Then how you can able to see that? So we'll see how to so do that particular scenario. So this is for the specific columns. Now observe this, when we are creating a table structure, what we will do is we will create the table structure. Let's give this employee underscore specific columns, right? Only specific. So just I will give a specific columns. Now here, if you observe, what are the columns we have? ID, name, salary. We don't have other columns, right? Location, and then so other columns, age and location, it is not available. Only three columns we are creating in this table structure. Only three columns we created. Now when you created a table structure, this particular table also it will have table stage, right? If you want to see that, list @ %emp underscore sp, the table stage by default it will be created. Now the table stage is available. See this, but we don't have any file here. Now if you want to load the specific file into this particular table, then what we need to do, first we need to keep it into the stage area, this particular stage area. To do that, what we have to do, we have to include the put command. We have to implement put command here. So the same file, let's pick any one file, so 2, and so this one emp underscore sp, okay, specific so files. Okay, now we are trying to go keep this into this particular, let me copy properly, it's not copied. We are going to keep the file from this particular stage, so to this particular, sorry, so from this particular path to this particular stage area, table stage area. Now this is the table stage area. Okay, so now here just enter. Now it's the file is available in this particular stage area. Now when you uploaded, so this is a complete file, it is having 5 columns, right? But what is our intention? If you try to load so the complete columns, but here, so in a file we have 5 columns, but in the table how many columns we have? Only 3 columns. If you try to load this, then what it will do, it will throw error, right? For example, let's observe this. If you use a copy command, what you will do, you will give the table name here, right? Table name is sp, and then stage name, stage also the file is available, this is the stage name, right? And then you will try to execute this. When you try to execute this, it will throw error definitely, because so there is a 3 so columns mismatch, right? Here we have 3 columns, but here we have some 5 columns, right? When it is trying to load, see this one, 5 does not match, right? Number of columns, so in a file 5 does not match to the corresponding table 3. It is clearly telling that, right? So here we have 5, here we have so 3, right? Sorry, here we have 3, here we have 5. Then, so what is the solution for this? What we can do is we can change. So when we are copying from the stage area, we can pick only the specific columns, whatever the columns we are going to load. But when you are doing that, you need to know what is the column names, what are the column names you required, and then the columns position in a file. Columns position in a file means, so what is the position of the columns here in this particular file? So whether it is a column 1, column 2, or column 3, or column 4. So you need to know the position, right? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, right? So this is for whatever the columns we required, ID, name, salary, these 3 columns. It means 1, 2, 3, right? Now let's come and then observe how we are going to implement the copy command. Now observe this. Instead of this, what we are doing here, so here let's come to here, and we are going to use like this. This is the table, this is the table name. Instead of directly using this particular stage area, what we are using here is, now observe this here, we are giving alias names, and at the same time we are giving column names here. See this one, $1. $1 means, so this is column 1. $2 means column 2. $3 means column 3. From where we are picking? We are picking from the stage area, and then we are giving alias name as a T, just as a T. T dot $1 means, so this particular stage dot column 1. This particular stage dot column 2. From this stage, pick the column 1. That's the meaning of this. From this stage, pick the column 2. From this stage, pick the column 3. Right? These three columns it is asking to pick. So from this particular stage area, this is internal stage, right? And one more thing, when you are working with internal stage, if you want to see the files, that if you want to read directly from the internal stage, it is not possible. But this is possible in named stage, but this is not possible in internal stage. When you are using, this is the internal stage, right? User stage and table stage of the internal stage. If you want to read directly from the stage, it is not possible, but commands will work within the copy command. Within the copy command, when you are implementing this, you can able to execute this. Now to do that, now let me show you. See this. So what I am trying to tell is, if you try to so use $1 means column 1, right? $2 means column 2. $3 means column 3, right? From this the stage area. Now observe this one. If you try to execute this, it will not allow you. It will not allow you. This is the stage area. But if you execute this in same copy command, then it will work. Now observe this, what we have mentioned here. So copy into this particular table from, so this particular stage. Now when you observe this, see this one, it's loaded now, right? If you check the details here, select star from, observe this one. Sorry. See this, you can able to see only ID, name, and then salary. What happened here? So because of this statement, we are using, if you want any specific columns, remember we have to use like this: $1, $2, $3, $4. And one more thing here. So when you are running this, okay, if you suppose, if you observe in emp underscore stg, how many files we have? 12, right? How many records we have? 12. For example, if you search with employee ID 1001 or 1002, how many records we have? 1002. Okay, employee ID is different. Otherwise, come to the location. For example, India. Okay, if I search with this particular location, how many records you can able to see? 3 records, right? But this, in this particular table, if you observe, we have around 12 rows, and then this table, it has loaded from 3 files. If you remember, 3 files data we have loaded into this particular table. When we loaded from the 3 files in this particular table, we want to understand, the intention is we want to understand which specific record this party. If you observe, so these are the almost everything will be the same: salary, so the age, and then the location is same. We want to understand this particular record came from which particular file, or this particular record came from which particular file. Then it is not possible here. We cannot able to identify by using this. So see, by seeing the table, right? So what we can do is, when we are loading the data itself, when you want to load those column names, for example, we can use metadata action and then metadata file name and then file row number. We can use those. By those information, we can able to identify this particular column from which particular table, so that we can able to identify. Okay, so now this is about the table stage, how to work with a table stage. Okay, so now here, so next, when you are working with a named stage, what we discussed, name stage will support all the file properties. Name stage we need to create separately. Name stage we need to create separately. Just let me, so just show you something. So then we will discuss. For example, we will create a stage area. Till here, so what we have done, user stage, we saw that with the user stage and then table stage. Now the name stage. What is the name stage? We need to create separately. See this, for example, we are creating named stage. Otherwise, you can give any name. Just for the easy identification, we are giving named underscore stg. Named underscore stg. So is the stage name. Okay. Now let me check this. If you observe, create or replace, see this, create or replace stage. Sorry, we need to give the stage. We come to the this not come here. Just not this one. This is unloading. We will see that what it meant by the unloading. Just let me create this. What we are doing is we are creating a stage. The stage name will be named as stage. Okay. So we are creating a stage. See this one. So but the table stage, user stage, we didn't create it. Here the table, this particular name stage only we are creating. So once we create the name stage, how to see that name stage? Again, list at the rate stage name. What is the stage name here? Named underscore stage. This is the stage name. This is the syntax to view the stage area. Now stage area we don't have. So what is the additional extra things it is available in the stage area means, in a stage area, we have the file format options. It will support all the file format options. Now when you observe, describe the stage, what is the stage name, named underscore stage, right? If you come here, you can do it there or you can do it here. Now observe this one. These are the properties. These are the file properties option. So these things we can use any, these are the default properties, default values. For example, if you observe, we are using, so skip header, right? By default it is 0. We are mentioning skip header equal to 1, right? And at the same time, if you observe, so any, like for example, if any error occurs, on error, so this one on error, what is this? Abort statement. On error equal to abort statement by default. If you want on error equal to continue, you can give continue. And at the same time, the purge option, purge by default it will be a true, by default it will be true. And see this one, the force is nothing but loading multiple files forcefully. If you want to load another file, then this is a false. By default it is a false. It means it will not allow you to load duplicate records. That is the force option. So here the URL, when you are working with external stages, we will use a URL. And enable, so this one is when you are creating an integration object, we will use a enable. We will see all these things. And the truncate column and then enforce length. So here, for example, if you want to truncate column, when you are copying the file from stage to table, then if you want to truncate column, you can use truncate columns. But by default, truncate columns is false. It will not allow you. Both are same. Enforce length and truncate column, both the commands are same. There is no difference. And then on error continue. So we can see of the file properties here. So how to work with this when you are, especially when you are using validation. But this is all the file format we can use when you are utilizing. There is no restriction for the table stage. We can use all these things when you are implementing a table stage like force and then truncate column, purge, all these things we can able to use when we are copying a command. So these file properties, it is not available for your, so this particular table stage and then user stage. This is only for a named stage. Now, so in the next session, what we will do is we will create a name stage and then we will see that how to work with a name stage. So when you are working with a name stage, we will see unloading the data also, how to use get command, how to utilize the get command here. So for example, if you want to download something, what you can do, you can click on this option. For example, select star from some table. If you check, so you have a download option here, right? Download option also, why we are utilizing put command here, what is the main intention? When you are loading by using UI, there is a restriction of greater than 50 MB of the file, right? To load that, we are using this particular CLI and then we are using a put file command here. So when you are doing this, there is no restriction. So it will load so the files into the stage. So it can be a greater than 50 MB also, right? The same way, when you click on download, download means unloading the data from the table, whatever the file is available here, whatever the data is available, this data you need to download, or you can call it as a export also, or unload also. When you are downloading also, there is a restriction of greater than 50 MB of the file. To overcome that, what we will use, again, we will come to the CLI. We can use, instead of put command, we will use a get command to download. Only put and get, both the things will not work in this UI user interface here by using user interface. But to
Can you show
implement
me
those,
an example?
sorry,
You said like when we download the file, okay,
uh-huh,
it allow only max 50 MB file it can allow to download in
correct,
GUI. Okay.
correct, correct.
Okay. So once it is downloaded, data will be removed from the table, right?
No, it will not be removed from the table.
Yeah. So it
It
is
will be
just
available
copied.
in the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
It will never removed. We are just copying.
Mm,
Uh,
mm, mm.
that's what. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. See this, I will show you something. See this is the, so data is available here. The data you need to download means the table data is available, but you need to keep it in a file. You want to send it to someone. Okay, let's assume that. Then you can click on a download and then it will show you the TSV format or TSV format, any form. It can be a tab separated value or it can be a comma separated value. Only these two options you are having. When you click on export, this file will be downloaded here. The data will be available, still available in a table, but the same copy of the data. So you can able to see this in this particular file also. You can send it to someone. See this one, right? The data came to the table. Just it is nothing but a copying the data into the file. Okay, the table still it will be available. When you are doing that, so then so put command we have to use. If it is a huge volume of the file, we have to use a put command. And one more important thing is when you are copying the result, always you will have only one format, that is tab separated format. This we discussed in the last sessions, right? See this one, this is one of the source certification question. So when you are copying, can you able to copy that in a CSV format directly when you are copying? See this, when you click on copy, it will copy to clipboard and then it will be in a tab separated value only in TSV only. If you observe this, see this one, tab separated value, right? You don't have any other option here. When you are copying directly, when you move the mouse here, it will tell you TSV format, copy result in TSV format. When you are downloading, you will have a tab separated value at the same time CSV format also. Okay, so these things, so just practice this like a table stage and then user stage. So next we will discuss about how to work with a name stage. So once the name stage is done, then we will jump into the validations, how to do the validations. Once these topics is done, right, then directly we can jump into the additional features of Snowflake. What are the extra features available in Snowflake? And then other functionalities. We will jump into the real things, exactly how the things will work. Okay, before that, so please, so make sure to practice these things, whatever we have discussed here. So any questions here from anyone? So let me check in a chat window.
Dinesh, hi Dinesh,
Yeah,
this is Arvind.
yeah,
Yeah,
Arvind.
actually, yeah. So when we are loading the data from the uh, not using the CLI, when we are trying to load the data directly into the table, so I'm
Mm.
getting that error like so employee ID table is not picking up the numeric values. So may I know the
Okay.
reason why it is showing that?
Mm. Okay, do one thing. You can check the file format and then you can check the table structure once, Arvind. Okay, then we can
Okay,
able to clarify that.
okay. File format I'm using the
Mm.
CSV file format only I'm using.
Or might be
Okay.
you didn't skip the first line. First line would be the header.
So number of lines to skip, right? So they have you selected one there? So let me.
No, I didn't select.
Okay, you can select one there. Okay, number of files to skip. Okay, number of lines to skip one, because in your file the first line will be the header, right?
Yes, yes.
So you need to skip that. So just try with that. If you are still facing, so let me know. So I will connect and
Maybe
then clarify.
maybe I have a question on maybe the same reason, because when we
Mm-hmm.
create a structure using limited columns,
Okay.
and when we load, when we run this put command, right,
Mm-hmm.
it takes everything from the file, like 5 columns. The structure was created using 3 columns, but stage is going to have 5 columns. Now, if the
Mm-hmm.
data type is different, like if we miss the order while running the copy command, okay,
Mm-hmm. Now his question is Ashish. He's running through CLI. Sorry, he's running through UI, not through CLI. UI, maybe this one will be the issue. The skipping the first line.
so the
It's
soup
a
may be
header.
same, right? If like my
Mm.
first column was kind of integer, and while creating the structure, while loading, I'm not picking the first column, I'm giving second. It was string. It
Okay,
will error.
okay. Got you, got you.
I'm just telling like when we create
Yes,
structure,
yes.
so it creates this state structure with limited columns, but stage is going to get everything, right? When we load the run the command.
Yes, Ashish, that is true.
Yeah, okay. Is there a possibility like
Wait
if
one second. Mhm. Sorry, Ashish, tell me.
yeah, the question is like if you have created a structure and
Mm,
ran that put command also. Now I have
mm,
to copy data. I don't have access
mm,
to the original file,
mhm,
right? And
mm.
how we can make sure like we are not doing mistakes, like if the structure is created with limited columns, and we don't know the
Mm,
how the pattern is.
mm. So we need to get the structure from the source team. So otherwise, it is not possible to create the structure, right? So what are the columns we have, and then what is the data types? So we need to know the order and then structure of the files.
Is there any way we can check the structure directly? I mean, in the file, look in the stage data.
No, not possible. So by looking the opening the file only, we can able to see the structure.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
but if it is in case, if it is your external files, right? If it is available in AWS or if it is available in Azure, then we have an option there. We can go and then we can check the structure there. But here we have to open. There also what it will do is it will open the file and then it will show us the structure.
Thanks for telling this. Like, I have another question here. Like,
Mm.
can we create a copy? Can we run the put command from stage to stage, like, or table to stage?
Table
Like,
to
we are creating new table structure, but
correct.
currently you ran the command from the file system, right? Folder, I mean.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Can we create load our stage data from another stage or the table?
Is it a table stage or name stage? If it is a name stage, we can do that. But if it is a table stage, one table stage, we cannot able to load it into another table.
Okay.
Okay.
What is the maximum file size it will support, user stage or a table stage, Dinesh?
Okay. Anything when it is coming to the file size, right? So
Yes.
it should not be greater than 1 GB. So there is a limitation for that. So when we are sending, when the source stream is sending the files to us, we will clearly tell them. So when you are loading into the Snowflake stages, we will tell that it should not be greater than 1 GB. So that is the limitation.
Okay, even name stage also same size?
Yeah, everywhere it will be the same.
No, no, Dinesh, I don't agree with you. You know, that is the one advantage with the Snowflakes having a cloud data warehouse. You know,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
1 gig, like let's say
So,
5 billion data in a financial
mm-hmm,
organization, 5 billion record we are running, which is
mm-hmm.
more than 1 gig. We have to load into staging. It does allow, right?
Correct.
If not, then
Okay,
why
okay.
people
His
have Snowflakes?
one thing, Prabhakar, listen one thing. His question is, so it at a single time, so how what is the maximum size of the file? It should Snowflake will allow. It will allow the source file sizes. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, when we are implementing a copy command, right? If the
Mm-hmm,
file is greater than 1 GB, so it will
mm-hmm.
stuck. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to split the files into less than 1 GB of the files. Then we have to use the copy command.
So that means if I have a 5 gig data in a real
Mm,
scenario, you
mm,
know, then I
mhm.
have to split into five part.
Exactly. We have to split the files.
Okay, I'll do some research because
Sure,
uh,
sure.
okay. Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone?
Dinesh, one question. This is Sirisha. Like,
Yes,
under
Girish.
what scenarios is a file loaded into user stage or table stage? Named stage, I can understand because it has different file formats. But
Mm-hmm.
user stage and table stage, it is by default created, right? So,
That's
under
by
which
default.
scenario we use user and table?
Sure, sure. Coming to that, when it is coming to the user stage, right? So one user stage files, another user cannot able to access. For example, we both are users in an organization. So
Mhm.
you can log in with the same account. This is our Snowflake account. In the same account, you may have, so your user, I may have my user. I may, let's assume that you are a developer, I am a tester, right? So you kept some files in your user stage, but I don't want to so access that particular files. Then you will use the user stage.
Okay.
It's clear, right? When
Okay.
it is coming to the table stage, one table stage data, we should not give the access to another table. If
Okay.
you observe, same table name, same stage name we are using, same table stage. Now I can keep, for example, so this particular table, so this is the table stage, right? For example, somewhere here we saw that. So now if I remove this is a table is different, right? Copy into this table, but stage name is different. But the structure of the file and the data, everything is a same in this particular stage also. The same file is available, but same structure. If I try to load this, it will not allow you to because of the restriction. See this one, access to the stage area. So with the same schema or other table stage is not allowed. So because of the security reasons, so we can keep we can use this user stage or table stage. Otherwise, so we can give the access to every user and every table. So it's like a free to allow. Then we can use named stage directly.
Okay. Yeah, one more question on the named stage.
Mm-hmm.
Can the named stage be created from the GUI? Like for the smaller files, if I have to go for different file format
We can
options?
we can create. You can see, for example, if you go to the database, we have a stages, right? See this one. So we can
Okay.
create a stage by using these options. We can create it.
Okay. Thank you, Dinesh.
Okay.
Dinesh,
Any
one thing.
Yeah,
So can you are you gonna send these videos by the afternoon or in the evening? Because of we are getting the videos recordings in the evening, late in the evening.
late in the evening. Okay, I will check with organizer once. I will ask him to send
Yeah,
immediately after
yeah. I
our
did
session.
last 2 days recordings. Yeah.
Understand your concern, Arvind.
Yeah.
I will
Yes, I'm
discuss.
also. This is Prabhakar. I'm also not getting a recording email.
Sure, Prabhakar. I will take care of this. Okay, I will check with him once. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thanks,
So
Dinesh.
please,
Yeah.
please
Bye.
practice. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.